pardon me, good Lord. I got some waxy stuff. Anywho, welcome to Weird and Woo Woo. Yes, because I'm weird and I get woo woo. So, all right, let's go ahead and get started. I don't know what this one's going to be about today, but the energy is really, really good. There is a sense of dance more. Like, I know that sounds out of nowhere. I felt like it was out of nowhere. But there's not really, like, I don't really know. Blah, 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 blah. Okay, so, okay, hold on. There's like a glow up energy, but they don't want me to say glow up per se. Like, I don't know if somebody's like with that kind of terminology, like it's kind of like, oh my God, you know, because it's not like how do I explain this? I'm feeling like somebody's light comes back and it's magnetic, it's attractive, and it's reflected. I am getting a sense of like an external, like somebody's health, vitality, their body matching this, what you're emanating, right? This internal brightening of your essence. You know what I mean? Like it's like there's just this it feels like tapping back into childlike energy, and that might be, I know this sounds really weird. Everything I fucking say sounds really weird, actually. Anywho, there's something with the dancing that actually will help in this process. I feel like it's a way to channel the energies. I heard streamline, like so that it feels like there's a lot of energies and they might be chaotic or they might be like all over the place. And it's like, you know how like with the King of Wands, you hone and direct things. And so it's really about being a little more mindful and conscious. It's going to help you to hone, direct your energies, streamline them, make them a bit more focused without having to get too much into the mental realm. So to me, that says that you'll have more ability to wield, like you're going to have the capacity to wield those energies. And that's why dancing is going to be really important. Okay, so let's just dig in. First, as always, friendly reminder, you're a sovereign being. And you can, sorry, something else was coming in. Please don't, wait, let me get it. You're a sovereign being. You get to determine if, how, when, where, why any of these messages might apply. So my suggestion to you would be not to Cinderella shit to make it fit, okay? All right. Like they're jumping the gun on them. They're ready. They're going. I feel like this energy is hopping. Like this energy is just like, yes. Okay, dokes. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna, you know. They're playing for me right now, Hozier's Eat Your Young. Now, that's the name of the song, so the tube doesn't get mad. I'm not telling anybody to do that. It's like, there's 7 ways to eat your young, but that's like, I mean, it's got some morbid messages in it, but it's, there's a tune to it. So it's like, this man, sometimes you stop and listen to the lyrics and you're like, whoa, but the melody and the music itself, like, you come alive with it. So there's a sense of, I'm relating that to like, while circumstances may be very bleak, dire, or chaotic within the world, there's this, you can still dance within it. Like, you know, because the message of that song is a little like, what? Like, when you really stop to listen, you're like, wait, whoa. And then you kind of like think of the, like, what it really means. Like, you really dive into. And so, But I mean, you cannot help but to jam to that song. And so it's like, I think that this is reassuring for somebody that it is important at this time. You can be conscious, you can be aware, you can be involved, you can be a change agent, you can do all of those things and still also individually exist within the energy of lightheartedness, childlike fervor, joy, and have your spark lit and alive, right? So it's one of those things where it's like, when people cultivate that while also maintaining, because I think that some people worry, and it does happen. There are people that will forgo anything that happens to anybody else in this world or what's happening on a grander scale, as long as I'm okay. And that's not the energy. But when you forgo the cultivation of these things within the self and allow yourself to have, to come alive like this, it does not serve the greater objectives you may have in regards to the world at large, and in addressing some of those things. So there is this happy medium, is what they're saying, is what I want to say. So that's why that I think it's coming through. 3 of fucking cups, a toast to friendship in the afternoon sun. 3 cups in happiness. 3 cheers are done. Celebration is near. I'm telling you. And they're bringing me back to this, coming back into your fervor, coming back into your light, coming back in like your truest, like your essence, like coming alive. You are coming alive right now, and there's this feeling of whatever you go through internally, it will show externally. I mean, and there are some people out there, but they're still beautiful. They had to do a lot of fucking work to get there. You know these people, they have to work at looking alive, engaging, youthful, whatever it is, because in the internal, and we know them, we all know them. This is, I get this feeling of like aging backwards. So we know that there's a million studies that show that when a person can, when your internal realm is mentally and emotionally addressed, and that trauma is released from the body, released from your cells, that everything then responds in kind, and that people frequently will look younger because the vitality is back. And again, they bring me back to, there is a piece of an aesthetic of, I think somebody's going to come into an appreciation, because I don't want to say that you're going to love your body again or love your looks again, because there's always this level of gratitude for it carrying you through the things that you've been through. But this feels like you being attracted to your aesthetics again, having an appreciation of that and almost revering it. Like there is a sense of like the most positive, beautiful self-worship and appreciation happening. Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that. So they're bringing me to that. You discover your path in sacred walkabout. Trees are your people, the earth is your tribe. In indigenous lessons, you find the will to survive. This is reconnecting with the world around you. This is reconnecting into all of those sacred spaces, into life itself. And in that reconnection, you discover your path. Okay. Time here turns to release and unfurl. Old cords of pain fade as the sun's light burns. There's like time here turns, like this, I want to say the present moment is the for lack of better wording. The time and space that you're in right now is one in which things are, you're in a moment of true release. I think the aesthetic piece and the way in which your body, and it's not just aesthetic, but I think that that is something like, that's, things work inside out, right? And so when you begin getting your health in order and things start working better, and then, you know, when you lower your cortisol, it doesn't happen automatically or immediately, correct? And so, that you can see that externally, there's these processes, and it's like, you know, you've really, you see the evidence, you have felt the evidence, but you see the evidence of the past releasing its hold on you. Thank you. And so it's like, you really truly know it's certain and absolute when you get to the surface level and you can look in the mirror and it's, and you're just different. You can see it. Other people can see it. That's an indication that so much behind the scenes in the past, like, has over time has been occurring to get you to this point. So they're saying this is, you're going to be feeling alive, celebratory, and ignited, because you're finally getting to the space where, same as like when something, you can feel something coming into your life and you can feel the energy of it, but it's not there yet. Like, this is evidential in your life that things have changed for you, that the past has released its hold. And that you feel at one and connected, and that you are actually walking your new path. That's what I want to say. So there's something about that, and there's something too when you finally see it. It's almost like it's like working from the inside out, and when it finally hits that outer layer, it feels like, I can shut that door. I can shut and lock that door now, because I know everything that I need to leave behind or release has been released. I've done it. I've gotten myself to this place, and I can now look forward, if that makes sense. And I just feel joyous. I feel excited. I feel, and there's something about, you're going to notice your movement. Like, if you haven't danced in a long time, you're going to notice the stiffness gone. You're going to notice I get this sense of you're going to enjoy your movement. And that's your inner child beaming, just beaming. There's just something about, the energy is of, it's finally here, or it finally happened, although it's been happening. Like, something feels complete, done. And there is a sense of achievement. And it lights you up even more. It's like the kindling to make the bonfire bigger. Like, you know, it's like, it's throwing gasoline, let's put it that way. I think it's I just see a flame going whoosh, you know what I mean? So when you feel this and you get excited, and I feel somebody who likes the way they look, then that doesn't mean that you are society standard. You like what you see in the mirror, and you feel like what is in the mirror truly reflects you. That's huge, and frequently underrated by a lot of people. Let's see here. Okay, so their New Era Elements was screaming at me. We're gonna, well, dagnabbit. Okay. Why, Lord of mercy, I don't know how you flippity flopped it. This is your rebirth. This is permanent closure to the past. I want to say, this feels like, you know how we talk about chapters and blah, blah. This isn't a chapter. This is a trilogy. Okay? And somebody's done with a fucking book. Done with the entire book. And you're closing it. They're showing me a book closing. And then they're showing me the High Priestess. And it's almost as if, I always get with this, it's like the energy of two different lives within the same time frame. Same life. It's like this book is done. We're on to volume 2. And it feels like a completely, utterly different story. It's like R.L. Stine. Sometimes there's hints to other books and sometimes old characters come in, but every fucking book that comes out is a completely different story. But it's also like a series, the R.L. You know what I mean? And it's like number 13, you know, so it's one of those things where that's what it reminds me of. It's like, this book is complete. Like, and when you're done, you're done. That's the end of that fucking story. Period. Period. If bits and pieces of it show up in the future, it's not that fucking story. They're like, it's used as kindling for the new, you know, like, that's really what it is. And so, done, finito. On to the next is the Death card. And then we have Two of Pentacles. There were 2 seeds. You know, the Two of Pentacles, each one being a seed of a path, of a life, of something that could grow. And it's like, you're on to the next. Two of Pentacles is also about changing course, changing a path, changing your reality. And there's just something completely, and you see how like the Tree of Life is like, this is a whole, you're choosing. Sometimes it's like there's a priority here. You know, when, especially in the Rider-Waite, when they're kind of like doing like this, which do I, you know, because they're 2 total different realities. And it's like, there's one that's winning out because that's the one that you're going to live. But the fact that it blooms and blossoms when you plant this, when you start this into this massive tree, and it's the Tree of Life, it's the whole nother fucking life. It is a whole other life. I'm telling you. Like, sometimes we worry, right? That something is going to come back, like we're gonna have to relive a different part of our past story, and it's not. Now, like I said, little remnants of things from the past book might show up, only because it's a bit of the backstory, but I feel like nothing from the first story is like, this second story is nothing like that first story. Nothing like it. Part of me feels like I saw a flipped card. High Priestess, I told y'all. I feel like there's a flipped card. Yes! Okay, so there was. And it was flipped before the High Priestess. And I'm trying to, but I didn't get it before I got I'm trying to figure out which one wants to be in the middle. I'm leaving this here because on the heels of choosing which reality, it's like the High Priestess is the one, I told you, who closed the book. She usually holds the book of the things that are unknown, the things that are meant to happen, the things that you are writing. And the fact that she has a spread out here is like, this second one, you play a huge factor in how it's written, there's a much more conscious awareness and tapped in, tuned in approach to how you live out this second life. That may be the only thing from your last story that you take into this one, is the discernment, the connectedness to spirit, I want to say that, like, the collaborative relationship with your higher self, with your intuition, with your spiritual team, with spirit in general, with source. And all the things, I feel like saying the things that you dreamed of or envisioned in the old life are the things that you actually get to experience in this one. Because she's all about that which is created in the field of possibilities, the etheric, right? In the field of creation, before it becomes reality. And she's got it all out before her. Each card's like a download, like a piece of information. And instead of having aspects hidden, like trying to discover things or trying to, because sometimes in the High Priestess, the book is closed. And so something is unknown to you, something isn't certain, something you're not fully aware, but this is tuned in, turned up, turned on, connected. And it's as if like the book is open and you're both looking at it at the same time. This next life, like it is a complete 180. The level of like things work immensely in your favor. The energies that be, the events that are meant to happen, all fall in your favor. Things are going to be far better and more improved than in your first chapter. Now, this is sounding very, you know what I mean? And could be triggering for some where you feel like I am not here. This is not happening. And I'm gonna be honest with you. This kind of reading, if it's for you, would almost want like leave you verklempt. You know what I mean? Verklempt. And so if you're not like deep within your gut saying, this is it, this is me. If there haven't been recent events in like the last 3 months that tell you, if you have not been experiencing any internal shifts, even within your body, with your health, with your, you know what I mean? Your mental health, then you're right. It's probably not for you right now. Because this person, is going to start or has already started to see the receipts, the evidence in the mirror. Little inklings, little hints that this is very, very real, that it's happening. So I'm not here to feed Delulus. Oh God, your new path. The Ace of Swords is your truest path, your new path. The path that is cleared before you, the path that stands before you like a portal. It is going to be a completely different experience than the last book. This book of your life is completely different than the last. Okay, so let's talk about I feel like this is happening right now, because I was going to say, how does this pertain to imminent? And I think somebody has seen, I think that's what it is. You've seen bits and pieces. You're like, and it's not totally changed or transformed, but it's kind of like when the sun rises, and it's like the sun is not in a full sky. In fact, it's not, you can't even see a bit of the light yet peeking over the horizon as far as like the actual glow of the sun, but the sky is getting lighter. You can tell that it's coming. You can see things. You can see the path ahead of you. You see evidence of it, and you know it's momentary is what they're saying. It is momentary. It is momentary. And there's just something, and that's where the dancing comes in. And the more light that shines and the more you see the rim of the sun, the more momentum you build. And they're saying that's when you really realize you're in control. You can wield the energies that be. You get to wield how something unfolds. You have the influence. You have the influence. But you're seeing the evidence and you're getting excited. It's not the total picture, but you know it's like any moment. Like that, there's something, the entire sunrise is beautiful. There's something about seeing that very, like, especially if you're in the ocean, right? That very first little, you know, and you're like, it just does something. And you're locked in. You're locked in at that moment to watch the entire process and the beauty as it unfolds. And I think that you're just like, here it comes, because you can see it. You know it's about to crest. I don't know if that's, you know what I mean? Okay. So you're right in the thick of this. You're right in the middle of this. And I think also dancing is enjoy it. Same as if you're watching a sunrise, you don't look away for a minute. You don't turn around and look at what's behind you. You take in all the beauty of everything that's occurring. The glistening on the water, the way that it dances in the sky, and how this can look purpley blue over here, and this has like an orangey pink, and then this turns pink, and it's like everything is just like you take it all in, and how the clouds dance across it, and then just how it gets so bright at one moment, and then the way in which everything comes to life as soon as it's all up, you know what I mean? And it's like the entire fucking process is enjoyable. That's also something. Spirit's like, you are seeing it right. That little change that you noticed in the mirror, and you're like, oh my God, it's arrived. And again, they keep bringing me back to your body. Like, you know you've done the work, and you know you finally arrived when everything that you had to work through internally finally reaches your outer layer. And there's just something about watching it. It's like somebody who works out and exercises and you know, they're like, just stick with it. Just stick with it. And you start to see bits and pieces of the transformation and some of the loose clothing. And then all of a sudden one day you wake up and it's like you're turned on by your own image. You find it like there's just something there that lights you up, and you're like, oh, and it's like you're in it. You're in it in this process. Dancing is, it's like it's going to help you become one with your own energy and hone it, right? The dancing process, and I think they're very fucking legitimate when they're saying we mean it. I don't care if it's 11 o'clock at night, kids are in bed, put those headphones in and fucking listen to some music and dance. I don't care if it's out in the middle of nowhere and you turn on the music and you dance. You don't even have to have music. If you let the energies just flow through you, and you, like, I've seen people just whimsically just with the wind, you know what I mean? There's something about, because when you dance, you tap into the energies. You pay attention to the different notes of the energies within you. Things begin to harmonize. And then things start to flow together instead of like this, you know what I mean? And so they're being very literal when they're telling you to dance. And the metaphorical, where there's something beautiful when you start feeling yourself align with your own energy and you see what you're creating with it. It's like it brings everything to the surface. It brings it all out. Like, this is the process. If you've asked, what do I do? How do I keep going? Like, what next? Or like this, like, because there's something about, I want you to enjoy. It's like opening a fucking present. You could have an inkling as to what it is. You may even know, but the joy and anticipation and the excitement and as you're pulling the bow apart and you're opening it up, and then you get the present, and then you get to look at it and really examine. Like, there's just this thing, like, the whole experience they want you present for. So dancing will help keep you in your body, aligned with your energy, and teach you to wield that energy within you and how to use it externally to you, right? So it's like, it is a way to get back comfortable with being in control of that, being the magician. So, I'm going to leave it there, actually, because that feels done. I hope this message finds whoever it is meant for. Yeah, please, if you resonate, definitely leave a comment. Let me know you don't have to give super details, but share. I look forward to it. I hope you have a fantastic and wonderful day, and I will see you guys